Yo, what's up guys? Good morning. It is beautiful Friday, March 20th. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. I woke up with a sore throat this morning. My wife looked at me like she wanted to kill me, you know. Problem is I haven't been out of the house in like a week and a half, and so there's no way I could catch it. I mean, I guess there is, but it's highly unlikely. It's most likely allergies. But I'll continue to update you, everybody. What's up, team? Thanks for all the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Like, my hair is too curly, man. I woke up this morning and my hair was just like, you know? And like, look at it. My hair's so curly, man. I don't even know what to do with it. I got like a bunch of huge cowlicks. I sleep on my hair, you know? Touch loud. My bad, bro. I always do this. Hold on, I'll fix it. How's that? Is that better? Let me know if that's too low now. You know. All right, guys. It's definitely too high in my headphones, though. It's definitely too high in my headphones. All right, guys. You know what I thought about, though? You know what I really thought about, though, team? I don't ever use this screen. I've got an entire screen here. Look. I've got an entire screen here I don't even use. Like, watch this. Like, watch this. Look at this, man. I got a whole screen I don't even use, man. You know? Like, this is what we're doing with our groceries. You see that over there? We're just kind of letting it sit, you know. Alright, back to the green screen, you know. There we go. Alright, guys. So, I'm going for 5 for 5 today. I'm going for no losing trades in this market. 0 losing trades. Or not 0 losing trades. 0 losing days. I have not lost one time in this market. I have not lost... Or no. I'm lying. I haven't ended the day down one time in this market. I have had 4 green days this week. No losing days. I lost a few times yesterday. It was a really nice, almost $100 green day, though, yesterday. And I haven't ended the day down any day this week so far, and so I'm trying to go 5 for 5 this week. We will see how it goes. Market is slightly up today, which is good. You know, market needs to go up. Let's see what the S&P 500 is really at. This is what really. So we had a nice green day yesterday. Here's the S&P 500 team. This was yesterday. Here's the SPY itself. Now, we closed at right here, and so we're still right around break even, but it's not bad, and we actually had a somewhat of a green day yesterday, so that's always good. It's my Halo screen. That's right, bro. It's too low now? Alright, I got you. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. That's about the middle range of the music. That's right, man. It's my Halo screen. What's the hardest part about day trading? The hardest part about day trading is continuing to do it after you lose. The hardest part, I would say, realistically, the hardest part of day trading is continuing to lose and continuing to trade until you win. You know, trading's a long game. Day trading especially. Like, day trading takes years. People think it doesn't. People think you can get rich quick and you just got to buy this course and then you're going to get rich. Like your favorite guru who has a bunch of prop money, who is flashing Lamborghinis. You know, so people are like, oh man, I'm gonna get rich quick, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong here. And then the reality is they just lose a bunch of money. The reason that happens is because you got to condition your emotions, and that takes years, man. It takes years to do successfully. I mean, there's outliers in there, but it's a low percentage play that you're gonna get rich in the first year. Most people, it takes years to condition themselves to do the right thing, and the hardest part about trading is just sticking with it while you're losing during that transitionary period. You know what I mean? That's the hardest part. In my opinion, the answer is gonna be subjective, but in my opinion, that's the hardest part. Oh my gosh, man, I got everybody here yelling about the music. Music's not bad anymore. And so you must be either behind or have incredibly sensitive ears. But because the music's not that bad anymore. So yeah, you press the live button on your video. What's up, Osbaldo? What's up, Swing? What's up, Safe? What's up, Jay? What's up, Two Way? Champ is here. What's up, V? Man, V, I gotta say, bro, your profile picture is super confusing, man. Because it looks like your text is just out of nowhere, but really you just have the same color background screen. Because I have the dark theme. The Two-Way Champ is here. What's up, bro? It's your Halo screen. What's up, Ellen Nilsson? What's up, bro? What's up, Jay? What's up, Netron? Swing, Chaz, Erica, Manic, Ben, Austin, the best, Shark Attack. What's up, team? I appreciate the support. I really do. I appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, the stigma is something that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, listen, like, I run a profitable day trading channel where I don't sell any courses or anything like that, and I just give people free content and make decent money promoting, you know, the channel here. It's hard for me to tell people that I do that, because as soon as I say day trading, it's immediately stigmatized. And like I said, you can go back and look at my trading. People are gonna say it's impossible to do successfully. You can go back in the last 6 months and watch every stream and tally up how many times I have ended the stream green versus ended the stream red, and I will be running at least 60-65% accuracy, at least consistently over long term. My account is also in the profits, and I've live streamed a large majority of it. And so even with that documented proof, people are still skeptical. People are still going to, you know, stigmatize day trading just because a large majority of people fail. And it's the same thing I talked about a few minutes ago, which is that most people fail. It takes years to be successful, and the hardest part is actually sticking with it during that time when you're losing. And that is why it has such a big stigma around it, is because almost everybody loses, especially at first. And so people think it's impossible to do successfully, even though something I'm really proud of this channel is that I'm documented proof that you can. You know, the chances of me hitting, you know, that consistently good accuracy rate over a long-term period is pretty low. And so, something I'm proud of, for sure. Perfect level for music, nice. Hey, what is day trading buying power? What is my buying power? We'll look at it here. Alright, so my account is $2,006 into the profit. $2,006. And so I'm broke $2,000 in profit. My buying power is much bigger though. I have $242,000 in buying power, roughly. It's about an $8,000 account, and so the $2,000 up is up about 20%. I had I think I traded like 7 times. 5 of them were green, 2 of them were red. Made about $100 or so, a little bit under $100. I think I made like 97 or 98 bucks. All right, But yeah, GNMK, we can go ahead and look at some catalysts and news behind some of these moves today. So Genmark, which is GNMK, did receive FDA emergency use authorization for its Eplex SARS-CoV-2 test. And I'm going to go ahead and read this, and this is from BZ Newswires, and it says, quote, GNMK announced the US FDA had issued emergency use authorization for their Eplex SARS-CoV-2 test, which is just the COVID-19, if anybody was confused about why it said SARS. The reason they call it SARS-CoV-19 or SARS-CoV-2 is because at first it was showing symptoms that were similar to SARS, and so they just kind of put SARS in front of it. But yeah, they developed for the qualitative detection of the SARS-CoV-2, which is the COVID-19 virus, nasopharyngeal swab samples for patients suspected of the COVID-19 by their healthcare provider. Rapid and easy detection of this is becoming increasingly critical, and customers are adopting the Eplex test based on the workflow and ease of use of this urgent need. The test is exclusively for the use of the company's Eplex system, which had global installed base of more than 500 analyzers as of December 31st. And some other good news about it, but yeah, it's gapping up some pretty huge percentage gap up here. I would say this is gapping up about 30%. Just from eyeballing this, I don't know exactly the number, but it looks like it's about 30% now. It's gapping up from 4 roughly to 650s. So yeah, it's roughly, well, no, that's much more than that. This is gapping up roughly 90%. I don't know why. I guess I was looking at the total it originally gapped up here. But if you look at this, it's actually 4 to 650, which is like 85, 90%. Just eyeballing it. But yeah, so we'll see what we get there. We got XAIR here. XAIR. We can look this one up too. Alright, so they accelerated their program to test the COVID-19 respiratory conditions. Man, everybody's just saying COVID-19, pumping the stock up. We'll see what happens, but that's the news. Again, they have drawn $500 million from previously announced $25 million line of credit to accelerate the program to treat COVID-19 respiratory conditions for XAIR. We'll see what happens. We got a few other ones here. CEMI, which is another biotech stock. CEMI. They report inducement award under NASDAQ's listing rule. They received a $4 million order from Manginos for the COVID-19 test production. So it's another COVID-19 test company. They received a $4 million order as well for CEMI, gapping up from $2.93 to $4, roughly 25% gap up right now. We also have PIXY here. PIXY. This one's gapping up. Not really that much volume. Looks like a low floater. Man, the float, they say the float on this one is 300,000, man, 332,000. That is a tiny float. Tiny float. This one should be very easily manipulated if that's accurate. It's been a while. It's honestly been a long time since I've seen a float this small in a stock that I see. But yeah, PIXY. Float of, it says here a float of 332,000, which is tiny. We'll see what we get with PIXY though. We got Sorrento Therapeutics gapping up, I'm assuming on more coronavirus news. Yeah, it developed a COVID trap protein for potential prevention of the COVID-19. Shares are up. Yeah, they're testing a protein that could prevent the infection. At a certain point, though, I just feel like these are all nonsense, man. Like, I'm sure some companies are developing, like, coronavirus fighting drugs and stuff like that, but I just think that at a certain point, companies are just flashing COVID-19 and fluffing their stock up, even if they have no genuine interest in developing anything for it. I think half of these companies are just flashing coronavirus and pumping it up. We'll see, though. We got FVRR, which I believe is Fiverr.com. If I remember this correctly. Yeah. It's gapping up. Nothing really great. We got CrowdStrike. CRWD. CrowdStrike put in fourth quarter 2019 results that were positive, and now it's gapping up because of it for CRWD. We'll see what happens with that. Aside from that, we've got McDermott Pharmaceuticals, I believe, or Mallinckrodt Pharmaceuticals. We'll see what happens with that. PNN. That's about it. I mean, like I said, the market's about break even. We'll see what we get. I'll look up the overall market news in a minute. You need to buy some calls. Hey, how to check if you, to be sure you available for day trading or money, not leave your bank yet. That really varies on who, on what platform you're using, Sarby. It just really depends on what platform you're using. So I tell you how much I made yesterday, but I feel like you wouldn't believe me, so let me just say TradeNet is great. Hey, nice, man. Congrats. Sounds like it was big, bro, so nice work. What about detox of toilet paper? Yeah, man. BLPH. Swing. Yeah, I mean, everybody's just mentioning coronavirus, just pumping that bad boy up, man. Let's see what the market news is today. Nothing yet. We actually have a green day, though, at least initially green. I don't know what we're going to hold, but at least initially green. Let's see what oil's at. Oof, oil's getting hit again, guys, man. Oil's been getting slammed lately. Just hit. I would say look at airplane stocks. Airline stocks. AAL is up. I mean, Delta is DAL. It's up. What's another airline? United. UAL is up. So the airplane stocks are up. Oil is down again. It was up much more than that. SPY is about break even, but it's not down, which is good. We got cannabis stocks here too. I mean, Luke, you can, oh, come on, man. Luke, you can say how much money you made, as long as you don't, you know, say, hey, I made this much money, go check out my YouTube channel. You know, as long as you don't try to subtly promote yourself, like, you're good. And you know that, man. You're just trying to stir stuff up. Two weeks from now, oil will begin a beautiful swan dive. We'll see, man. Sorry, mine is Thinkorswim Bank is pending. Yeah, sometimes they'll check just to make sure you have enough money, but if you have the, sometimes they'll credit it early. So that might actually be correct. In Thinkorswim though, you would just go to where it says buying power. If you want to really look at how much you have, look at net liquidity or cash and sweep vehicles, but it'd be somewhere around there. It'd be look at available funds for trading. That's how much buying power you're gonna have. They probably sent like a probe out to your bank to make sure you had that much money, and then when you did, they credited you early. What do you think? Yeah, I know. I could see through it, man. Luke's just trying to stir the pot. I get it, you know. Let me see. What oil was that? Yeah, and I don't think I'm super like strict with people here. I just don't want, like, I've promoted too many other smaller streams or too many other smaller channels who are all like, oh, I'm not gonna live stream. I'm never gonna live stream. Don't worry. I'm not gonna compete against you. And then I'll plug them and I'll push them, or they'll push themselves here and I'll allow it. And then they'll immediately start streaming, competing directly with me. And like, you know, kind of scummy. But I get it. As a business owner and as a YouTuber, like, you're doing whatever you can to grow. But I'm sure I'm not about to promote my competitors. You know, that would be stupid. You know, the other thing is that it's like, look, if people... The other thing is just looking out for new traders, right? A lot of the time, new traders are going to get wrapped up. Like, what do you see? Like, you Google day trading when you first get started. What do you see? You see a bunch of Lamborghinis and prop money telling you, hey, you can make $1 million if you just buy my trading course. And I'm very anti that. And so, you know, that's what I'm against. What are your opinions on play David Buster's? I mean, obviously it's going to go down in this market. These might be earnings is what I'm assuming this is up. The earnings from the fourth quarter before the coronavirus really hit is what I'm assuming this is for David Buster's. But I think while people are quarantined, it's obviously going to go down. Let me see. I'll look at the catalyst for David Buster's. Yeah, the YouTube game is cutthroat, man. 100%. For sure. It really is. Like I said, I don't mind promoting other channels. And for a while, I tried to be the good guy that would just promote you for free if you asked me to, even if I don't know you. If you were like, hey, yo, can I promote my channel? I'd be like, sure. You know, until they started competing directly with me after I would boost their subscriber count. And so then I got to be like, well, I'm not going to do that anymore. You know, and people can call me the bad guy, but I'm not going to do that anymore. But yeah, this has to be earnings is what I'm assuming. Let me look. Let me look what play says. You're an icon. I know you're being sarcastic, but thank you, sir. I am one. You know, I'm a trading icon. That's right. But yeah, it's not about people competing. Obviously, people are going to compete against me. I'm just not going to help them, you know? That would be stupid. As a business owner, that would be dumb. Let me see. I'm trying to look at Dave & Buster's. Alright. Earnings beat expectations, yeah, and it's got to be for the fourth quarter. Again, the fourth quarter was before the coronavirus hit, and so naturally Dave & Buster's is going to go up because of that. I think after this move, though, you're going to see Dave & Buster's drop. I don't think it's going to go up. I think the earnings were good before the coronavirus hit, and so, you know, I think obviously the fourth quarter earnings are going to be better than the first quarter of this year, and so I think that's what I would expect from Dave & Buster's. Again, I don't know, though. I'm not a fundamental investor. I might be completely wrong, and this thing might just continue to climb up, making me look dumb. That's plausible as well. Who knows? You know what I mean? I see this coming down just because after this little bump, because of fourth quarter earnings last year before the coronavirus, I see this one coming down, but maybe I'm wrong. You know, who knows? What I hate is the Warrior Trading ads. Yeah, man. They're everywhere. I don't mind Warrior Trading. Ads for everybody are everywhere, though. Honestly, if I could afford more ads for my channel, I would, you know, but I just can't. Ads are expensive, you know. And when you're giving everybody, when you're not selling a course like me, like I'm not selling a course, ads don't make as much sense, you know. What's up, JB? What's up, man? Hey, thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. If you're not being sarcastic, I appreciate it, bro. John is a legend. That's right, man. I am legend. Yes, sir. You know, I'm the best trader ever. You know. Really, we just try to give people stuff for free. And like I've said before, we put free stuff out there for selfish reasons. People are like, oh, you're doing such a great favor to the community, and you know, maybe we are. But I'm putting stuff out there for free, and what I mean by that is because I'm selfish, I'm putting stuff out there for free. And what I mean by that is I don't want the pressure of a course seller. Like if I sold a course, I would have pressure to succeed, and I don't want that pressure. I would rather just be able to lose every day if I did, and nobody can say a word to me because I'm not selling a course. You know what I mean? And so the reason we're free is partly because of selfish reasons. I just don't feel like having that pressure. I would rather just be laid back and just stream how I trade, and if I suck, I suck, you know. And if I do well, I do well, but no pressure to succeed like people selling courses have on them. That's not a fun thing, and that's why a lot of the time they don't live stream at all. It's because that pressure isn't a joke, man. It's tough. Can I ask a question? You ever tried the TradeNet challenge? No. So I actually ended up buying packages before I knew about it, and so I lost my chance to do it. Mitch tried. He came very, very close to winning though. Hey, no stress, Tim. Like I said, part of it's selfish, you know. But I appreciate it. Yeah, but the SPY is hovering right around that. Look at the previous close right here at 240.50. This is the previous close. That's a big level, and so I would watch this level very closely here for the SPY. We're right around break even, and so there's no telling what the S&P is actually going to do once the bell rings. But here's the SPY. As you can see, it's hovering right around that previous closing price, so we'll see what we get today. Looked at the price of play puts. No thanks. Let's see. Let me see. Let me check Robinhood real quick. Dave & Buster's puts. Let's see what they're running at. All right, so I don't like March 27th puts. I'm gonna look at like April 17th. They're not that bad. Let me see what Dave & Buster's is. I don't like a few of these, or I don't mind a few of these. Oh wait, puts. Ooh, never mind, man. These are so expensive, dude. No thanks, man. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I was looking at calls for a second. You're right, man. Puts are unnecessarily high, man. Look at these puts, man. You know, look at this put down here. For almost $100, you're betting $100 that Dave & Buster's is going to drop down to this level in 3 weeks. It's going to drop down to $1. Crazy, man. Who's going to pay for that? I'm not. Or no, it's going to drop down to here. Who's paying for that, man? You know? Plus, it's almost $100 put. If it was like $5, maybe. You know? But like, who's really going to bet that Dave & Buster's is going to be this low in 3 weeks, man? The only reasonable one, maybe, is this $750 one. But it's almost $400 for one bundle right here. This one, maybe. But even on this one, the break-even price isn't until you really hit this. And so, yeah, these puts are unbelievably overpriced, man. And I don't know if they're overpriced. Here's the thing. I wouldn't even think they're overpriced because I hate to say this, but Dave & Buster's dropping is almost inevitable here. Who's going to Dave & Buster's right now, man? Let's be real. Who's going? I'm not. Who's going to Dave & Buster's right now? Nobody. You know, if you are, you're dumb. You know, I'm not going. And so it's almost an inevitability that Dave & Buster's is going to drop. It's just about how much, you know. And I hate saying that because this thing could just make me look dumb and then just run up. And that's plausible and possible. Who knows what it's going to do. But yeah, that said, they're super overpriced. 100%. Nice, West Coast. What's up, B3? What's up, Wilton? Thanks for always trading live. I watch you every day. I trade. I'm starting to make money consistently. You and Mitch keep me positive. Nice, brother. Hey, what's up, Dante? Dante, like Grandma's Boy. If you've ever seen Grandma's Boy, great movie. You know? That's what I think. When I hear Dante, I think of Grandma's Boy. If you know what movie I'm talking about, you know. You're probably a little bit older, but great movie. Dave and Buster's. Dave and Buster's. It's Dave. You got a friend named Dave, and you got a friend named Buster. You know, Dave and Buster's. It's a drunken video game arcade where you get to go drink and play video games. You can also bowl and play pool and stuff, but it's like an event center where you can play video games, you can buy alcohol, you can bowl. Mostly it's where adults go to get drunk and play video games, which is great, but I don't think anybody's doing that right now. Dave and Buster's isn't even allowed in many states. I mean, why? You know, everybody knows. Listen, I got 2 kids, but I'm not trying to hide the fact that Chuck E. Cheese is a straight up child casino. Let's be real here. You know, Chuck E. Cheese is a straight up child casino. You know, that's what Chuck E. Cheese is. They condition you to be a gambling addict when you get older by sending you to Chuck E. Cheese a bunch as a kid. You know. Tell me what that is. That's straight up gambling, you know. It's a mouse casino. BMRA ripping up here. Let's see what BMRA is. This one's interesting. I don't mind put options on this one. Depends on what it does. Look, Dante. We got 2 Dantes. What's up, guys? We got the Dantes in the house today. What's up? What's up, Dantes? Good morning, team. But yeah, I'm gonna look at BMRA here. Yeah, it's actually on Amazon now for free. It's on one of those channels. I watched it the other day. You get the robot dude. You know, great movie, man. I think it's good because I watched it as like a teenager, and now it's like it's nostalgic to me now. You know? Trump said it's the China virus. I mean, that's a tough one. I think it obviously originated in China and their meat markets. It's very self-evident, and it's a very logical thing to think that. There's no telling exactly where it came from, but considering China is never going to admit to this. Of course, China doesn't want to be pinned on the coronavirus because like this thing is like hurting the entire world, and so naturally China doesn't want to come out and be like, "Yo, our meat markets are not sanitary, and that's where a lot of these viruses originate from." You know, they're not going to be objective, and so I think China tried to blame it on us. China tried to literally say that it was one of our soldiers that brought it there, which is just ridiculous. The fact is that these viruses grow from the reason it's called a novel virus is novel stands for new, which means it's originating from animals and then coming over to humans, and because of that we are less immune to it. Because like for instance, seasonal flu our bodies are immune to because we have had them in our history for a long time, and so our parents passed on some immunity to the flu and other common colds to us. But with these novel viruses like the novel coronavirus, they come from animals, and so when they come from animals, our bodies aren't used to them. They're a new virus to us, and so we're not as immune to them, and subsequently they are more dangerous for us. And that is what happens. And so the reason they come from China sometimes is because China has these meat markets that have all these different types of animals all around the same place. And sometimes they don't necessarily separate the animals. And so there's raw meat from this animal and raw meat from that animal. And so when an animal that was infected with this virus, a mosquito stings it and flies to another one, gives it to that, and it mutates easier, and eventually we get it. And that's why, some of these meat markets, not just in China, but all around the world, are breeding grounds for these type of viruses. And so I think after this, we have to take a cold, hard look at that objectively and try to come up with a reasonable precautionary measure to stop this from happening, because in the end, that's why it's happening. And for China, really, it's fairly obvious it came from China, because that's where all the viruses are springing up first. And if you're mad at China, just to put this into perspective, okay, the Spanish flu actually started here in the US. The Spanish flu did. And so the US isn't completely, they can't be self-righteous. Like, these viruses happen, you know what I mean? But there are precautionary measures that we can take to make sure that they stop. And I think regulating these markets is the first stop we should take after this clears up. And like I said, people say it's the Spanish flu. The only reason it was named the Spanish flu is because during World War I, medias were censored a lot of the time, and so the Spanish were the first people to actually report the Spanish flu, and so a lot of people mispinned it on the Spanish. A lot of people pinned it on the Spanish when it wasn't actually the Spanish. The Spanish flu was actually started here in the U.S. And so, again, we can't be self-righteous here. These things happen. My wife's asking me the same thing. My wife's like, hey, do you think somebody designed this virus? And I said, no, I think Mother Nature is scarier than any person. And if you look at history, these type of viruses happen every now and then. You know what I mean? Like, these things spring up every now and then. And so, to somewhat, they're inevitability. To a certain extent, they're an inevitability. But we should still take precautionary measures in order to avoid them in the future. Alright, but yeah, so BMRA, let me look up this one. Sorry, I'm going on a rant about the coronavirus. What is this? BMRA. BioAmerica. Late Tuesday announcement from the biomedical technology company regarding its COVID-19 test. They said that something came out. They have a finger prick test for the coronavirus, BMRA. We'll see what happens if this one holds its gains up. But yeah, I remember I had to just look it up. Yeah, the Spanish flu was started in Kansas, and so you can't get more American than Kansas, you know what I mean? And so again, it's not like, these things happen. The point is, and the Spanish flu was much more dangerous and much more damaging than the coronavirus was. Granted, it was 100 years ago, but point remains. Still, the COVID-19 obviously came from China. Let's not pretend it didn't. And the reason Trump keeps calling it that is because China, being a communist state, doesn't want to take the blame for it. And so they're trying to pin it on everybody. And that's why he's saying that. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm not going to go into politics. I don't like Trump that much. But in this way, to be fair, that's why he's doing it. Is because they are trying to pin it on us, which is ridiculous. Right, but the senators selling the stocks before this started, that could be because they have inside information. They think the coronavirus actually started and was discovered in November in China, and that China just kept it under wraps, and the senators might have some more inside information behind that, knowing that there's a virus out that might negatively affect the market, and so with that, they could have sold it with that. But who knows, man? I'm not saying, I'm just putting every perspective out there. Bill Gates did put something out on Netflix right before this happened about pandemics and stuff like that. And so, it's not a crazy thought, but again, I think Mother Nature is just a scary beast here. And, I think that these things are going to happen. But yeah, market is kind of hovering. This is the previous closing price right here at 240.50. Why didn't they call it the Kansas flu? The reason they didn't call it the Kansas flu is because during World War I, media was censored, and so the first people that actually reported the Spanish flu were the Spanish, and so people pinned it on the Spanish. The Spanish were some of the first to actually report it, and so when Americans heard the Spanish reporting this terrible flu, they started calling it the Spanish flu, but it actually originated in Kansas. And so, little history lesson for everybody. Yeah, for sure. It was all over Twitter. Yeah, it started in November, and so there was a little bit of time to sell if you wanted to sell, if you saw this coming. Alright guys, we got Mitch in here. Let me get the volume straight now. Yo, what's up, Mitch?
Yo.
All right, guys, let's do a sound check. Let me know how Mitch sounds relative to me and the music and everything else. Let me know how that works. We should be good though, I think.
What's going on, traders? How we doing?
What's up, bro?
New day. What's going on, traders? How we doing today? Good morning.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
Talking about the coronavirus today, bro. Talking about the coronavirus.
No way.
Yeah. Shocking,
No way.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's say hello. What's going on, guys? How we doing? Say hello in the chat if you're new. We got some of the classic OGs in the house. Gonna give some special shout outs today. Normally I go through about everyone, but just want to give a special shout out to some of the OGs that stick around every single day, try to trade every single day, and also not only that, but have the right approach to trading. We have a lot of traders in our chat that not only are trading every day, but are taking the right process approach, and that's what you really want to see. That's what we like to see in the chat. We can all support each other and help each other grow. So special shout out to Justin, Sean, Gamer, special shout out to Bailey. We got a shout out to there's my man. We got special shout out to Two Way, special shout out where's Ray? We got Rel. What's going on, guys? How we doing, everybody?
Oof,
What's
man.
up?
I didn't even see this one today. Somebody else even mentioned this one today, but look at BLPH, bro. This one, whew.
Good morning,
This one's
guys.
up roughly 600%. I think it's tradable too. I'll have to check. It used to
Let's
be.
go, baby.
Nah, it's not.
Let's get it.
I
Man, I got I got a new bank, man, and they're providing some pretty good things for their customers right now.
Nice, man.
Yeah, man. I started a separate account in Ally, just a separate checking account because it's absolutely free. They don't charge anything for their savings or their checkings.
Which
so I
one?
just want to.
ALLY?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ally. Yeah, Ally Bank. And they suspended their fees for their bank, so you don't have to worry about overdraft fees or excessive transactions between savings and money market accounts. Also, there's no monthly maintenance fees or balance minimums. So the next 120 days, they're cutting that. Also for auto financing, I don't have it with them, but that you can defer your payment for up to 120 days.
Good, man. They need to do that, man. I think it's
Those
ally, actually. I think it's ally, like friend, like teammate, ally. But I think that's what the government needs to do.
Yeah, I mean those are the kind of things that you're really gonna help out. Deferring payments and stuff like that is what's really going to help. I think, you can give someone $1,200, but if their bills are $2,000, and I mean, hey, doesn't really help them out.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? And one of the things that I'm really focusing on is not necessarily the bailout per se, but let's say, what are we going to bail out? Are we going to bail out the companies? Are we going to bail out the people? And from right now, it's looking like it's leaning more on the corporate side than the people. Of course, the people were included in talks by Trump, but the reason the Democrats are fighting it is not because of the people side, it's because of the corporation cuts. The corporation cuts are just way too excessive. Next thing you know, these corporations do better, but at what cost?
Yeah, because I kind of am looking for a bank to open up a savings account in.
This one's a good one. I think the two best savings accounts, because I did my research before I opened it. Right now, there's actually, I would say 3. I'm going to put 3 out there. Top one I've seen is this one called Merrick by Goldman Sachs. This is a savings account by Goldman Sachs. But my problem with that one is that you don't have really that connection with your bank, just because it would be a savings account that you wouldn't even be able to have a checkings account in. Another one I like after that is the new Capital Ones, those 360 savings account. That one has a little bit higher APY than this one does, than Ally. But
yeah, I have a few credit cards.
So then you can look into that. They have decent savings, but at the end of the day, you know how it is. When you cut interest rates, you kill this.
Right. 100%.
And so they just cut interest rates, so you're really not going to get much on your savings accounts anymore. So that's just how it is.
Yeah. We got some gap ups today, though. I think the market is finally up some.
Well,
after yesterday and today.
I mean, don't think fast though.
Yeah, I'm not betting on it. I'm just saying we got a green day.
I'm just saying it was up at like 6 a.m. By now, it's all these stocks
break even.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's right back to it.
But
it's like I tell you guys, it's those $10 swings.
Right.
See how the SPY swings $10 easily now, guys? And before, that was a ridiculous move. $10 in the SPY, and you would have been like, whoa. What's going on here? Yeah. But now a $10 swing is the norm. It's become the norm. So one that I'd look at is one that the ones that rose a significant amount. So anything that is over 30%, I want to pay attention to. HTZ, look at this one. This one's going to be interesting. It's actually down by $5 now. This is Hertz, the rental company, really struggling, trying to get back above 6, has a hold here at 450. You could watch this one today. I don't know which direction it's going to head to. I do know their rental companies usually have high debt because they had to pay for their cars. I think that's why this one's down significantly. but it could be coming back. So you can watch that one. Another one in the car industry, Avis, also coming back. So you see these probably going to run together today. So you can watch those. Other than that, there's this RAND stock that had a corona virus testing kit that came out. This one's going to be interesting today. RAND has a big $3 support underneath and $3.50 here. Those are the ones that I would look to hold. If those hold, it could start making its way back. In pre-market, it went all the way up past $7. So keep an eye on this one today. Other than that, I don't know about this one. GNMK. I don't know if you talked about this one, John.
Yeah, I think I went over that one. They had the fast track, or no, they had the. I think they skipped a little bit of red tape.
FDA emergency authorization to use Eplex.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we went over. Yeah, I read that one earlier.
I'll put it up in the chat.
Yeah, right. Well, we can short APRN. We can trade it, short it, do whatever we can go long or short with it. So yeah, we can.
Yeah, that one's gonna be moving significant amount. You can watch that one, of course. This one has been moving also significantly. You can watch this one today. This one's a retailer, and kind of you can look at it like kind of like a Costco. Their food distribution. And I think they should start helping out, maybe even supply for different suppliers that are struggling right now to meet the demand. They have a big warehouse full of food, and usually they don't have high customer count. So I think this could actually create a demand in their company and cause a spike. So that's Chef, CHEF. It's a lower traded volume stock, but it can definitely move.
I appreciate the sub, E, and who was the other one? Let's see, we had E and Time Saver. Appreciate the subs, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe button, click that like button if you want to watch us day trade every weekday, and I definitely appreciate it, team.
All right, guys. Another one that you can look at is we got CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike rose 24.3% on better than expected Q4 results, and issued strong Q1 guidance. So another one that you can watch today, Mylan. Mylan is going to be moving. This one I think is a significant play, just because the potential is out right now. Mylan has fallen in just let's see how long this has been. Their value has dropped in 4 years about 82%. And with this is the big one. Trump was talking about this medicine, hydrochloroquine, whatever it is, supposedly potentially is going to help coronavirus. That one's going to be moving.
Interesting.
That one could really move.
All right, guys, we got 2 minutes. I might want to go over the overall market news real quick, just because the Etf Preview just came out. If you want to go over your last one or two, you can.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right, guys, so I'm going to read the ETF preview. This is from MT Newswires. It says, stock futures were trading, and this is all quoting, quote, stock futures were trading higher ahead of the open in step with European bourses and Asian exchanges, which traded solidly north on prospects for government and central bank stimulus. The Bank of England will increase purchases of government and corporate bonds by £200 billion to £645 billion and lowered its rate by 15 basis points to a record low of 0.1%. According to a statement on its website dated March 19th. Meanwhile, the U.S. Fed said it included the central banks of Australia, Brazil, Denmark, Korea, Mexico, Norway, New Zealand, Singapore, and Sweden in its swap arrangements to ensure these countries have enough U.S. dollar to fund and meet their requirements. In economic data releases, existing home sales for February will be out at 10 a.m. with economy expectations for a seasonally adjusted rate of 5.5 mil, compared with 5.46 in the prior month. To move on to commodities, since we're running out of time here, we got crude down 0.6%, U.S. oil fund is down more than 1%, natural gas is up 1.3%, and U.S. natural gas fund is up 1.1%. Gold is up 1.2%, and the Spider Gold Trust is up nearly 3%. Silver's up 6.2%, and the iShares Silver Trust is up 4%. And so that's the market news, guys. We got 20 seconds until the open. Market is up slightly, although not too much relative to the previous close. But we do have a lot of big movers like BLPH. We've got mostly gap ups this morning from mid and high caps.
All right, so energy sector is up, guys, leading. Just to let you guys know, in the sector that's leading today.
Let me get this up.
All right, so market down towards the open. I will look for bounce backs.
BLPH pulling back some, but huge range for BLPH. I'm scared to even trade that one.
I'm trying to pull up my watch list here.
Is anybody else's thinkorswim charts acting a little strange? My SPY is like fluttering here. Let me see.
All right, guys, looking for grub. VWAP bouncing grub. Right now it'd be 38.17s.
SPY climbing up a little bit, in a pretty narrow range so far today, but it's climbing up a little bit here.
We're out to fill at 38.15s here for grub. Looking for a VWAP bounce play.
I appreciate the sub, Dylan. Thanks, man.
MU looks like a VWAP bounce play also. We'll look for that one. All right, trying to get in here on grub. Let's see if I get filled here. Canceling the order right now just because of the limit. Yeah, the spread is too big on this one right now. I gotta lower down the share size. I don't mind taking it, but the risk right now is gonna pull it down too big. There you go, you see? Would have been down there on 30 or 40 cents on the spread just alone. Glad I would respect myself and understand that one. Didn't take it. Quick flip there.
Very sideways market right now. SPY is just in a very narrow range between 243 and 241.60.
I wanted 41.50s there for AMAT. I was going to take a shot back up to 42s. Let's see if I can get a chance here.
All right, market breaking highs. Just at least the SPY did. The S&P 500 is still in a pretty narrow range, but broke highs just now as well. I expect to see a lot of stops start popping up here. SPY's up to 243.50. S&P 500 is up to 244.3.
Trying to see a drop in AMAT to get in here, but not getting it. Looking for a drop to 41.60s. Risk would be 41.50, 41.45. Rad, looking good too.
Alright, SPY pushing back below that previous high of the day, that opening range low at 242.80s. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to drag a lot of stuff back down. S&P 500, same. SPY actually testing the lows of the day now, so the bias, my bias is going to be switched, especially if we break the lows here, to a downward moving bias, bearish bias. But it depends on what the SPY does here. We're actually at the low of the days here, just to show you guys. This is the SPY and S&P right now, and so we're just testing lows in a pretty narrow range so far today. We actually just broke the lows, it looks like. Let me see. Yeah, so we just broke lows. This was the low. We're breaking underneath that now. And so yeah, like I said, my bias is going to switch here.
Red looks good for a VWAP bounce, but with the market, I'm kind of a little hesitant.
Yeah, so the previous closing price for the SPY is right here at 2040.50. The previous closing price for the S&P is at 2400, roughly 2409. And so I think this is going to be a big level here at 2040.50 and 2409 for the S&P. Alright, so we're testing that now. Big drop on the SPY. Testing that previous close. We're down to 2040.50. So yeah, my bias is definitely on the downside now. Gotta wait for some pullbacks, some bounces maybe to short into. Really depends on what we get here though. If we look at the S&P 500, this is what we get here too. So we're moving closer to that previous closing price, which on the S&P, which is the underlying asset for the SPY itself. And so this is really the big boy that the SPY is following. And so we'll see if we bounce here at 2409. Again, this is the previous close here. When we break below this, we're essentially going from red to green, and we just did. We're back below that. Look for a lot of stuff to drop here. We are below the previous close on the S&P 500. You can see right there, we're breaking under. We're breaking under that low right there. We're breaking underneath it. Yeah, everything else is going to drop. I'm going to wait for some bounces to short into now. First time here, why is AT&T taking a nosedive? Probably because the market is. Let me see though. What is AT&T? Isn't it just T? Yeah, I mean, it looks very similar to what the market's doing. I can't say for certain though. AMD is bouncing here. I'm a little bit hesitant in it, but I might look to short a little bit into AMD, just a small. Missed it. Pulled back was too quick. I might look at AMD though here. We'll see though. I'm gonna wait. See if we can get a bounce up to like here maybe.
Banks look like fades. Just to put it out there, banks look like fades. The AC is one I'm looking at right now. All right, SPY heading towards that low, guys.
Yeah, I really actually like this because we're actually below the previous closing price and below in the S&P 500 and the SPY, and so if we get a bounce in other stocks, you can understandably predict or anticipate that the market is going to find resistance where that previous closing price was, and other stocks are going to fall after some bounces. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at with fades as well. Is I think watching that previous close in the S&P and the overall market can help you somewhat to anticipate a rejection with some of these stocks after a small bounce. So I'm waiting here. I'm looking at AMD, looking at MU, and a few other ones, but gotta find a good one that bounces.
Might take a shot here, a bounce for RAD. There you go, it's a little bouncy there. I'm looking for a 35 touch here. It's not coming to it. I need to buy it earlier.
Market going to crash today? Probably not. It already kind of has. Yeah, the last month has been tough. Market broke lows there. There's the market breaking lows team. I'm trying to put it up.
Be careful with this one, guys. SPY heading down hard there. Be careful.
Yeah,
Hard move down there, guys.
We got a little bit of a rejection at that previous close. I just never got any bounces that were big enough to take it, unfortunately. Was really looking at AMD, just never quite got the move up there. It's alright though, we'll find some other stuff. Market's dropping big though, most stuff is following it. Let's look at the low of the last few. The low is 228.02 for the SPY. So we still got a long way until we hit that low.
EMPH up on the day still. That one's interesting because it's up on the day. Rad crack there, hard. Watch for CBS. Look for a fade in square. Looking for that. All right, guys. Let's see if we start heading towards like all-time lows here.
So yeah, all-time lows are at 228. We're at 236. So we still got about $8 to drop. All-time lows are going to be down here in the SPY, right around here. So we still got a really long way to go before we hit that S&P 500 all-time lows. Let me find those. Yeah, 2,280 is the all-time lows for the S&P 500, 2,280. So we still have a pretty big drop.
Oh, one to watch right now, crowd strike. Big range. I want to see if it's going to squeeze here.
It's not about panic, user. It's more so about halted manufacturing and production that is going to negatively affect the economy. Like panic's bad, and it obviously causes a lot of people to sell, but I also think that a lot of people aren't selling because if you sell during a crash, it's going to be harder to recoup. Every crash in the history of the world has rebounded eventually, and so selling is actually the worst thing you could do, in my opinion, subjective opinion. But in the end, market's down a lot because of manufacturing numbers are down. You know, businesses, it's hard to run a business during all this. So we're getting a bounce in AMD. I might look to short a little bit into it if we get up to the 90s again, but we need to get up there. Get up to maybe like 07 right here. I'll short into that. Here's 01s. I'm gonna short into 50 shares of it. It's just a very small position. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna keep it pretty easy.
I'm gonna take a tiny long position here in CRWD. Tiny long position. I like that reaction. Now looking to add here. We're out to add at 49.15.
Alright, so we got a big rebound and then a big rejection there.
That's called the trap candle.
Yeah, I'm out. I didn't fall for it, but I almost did.
Yeah, it happens, bro.
Yeah.
It creates emotions. That's why it's hard to, what I call a wick following. If you're
Yeah.
wick following, you can get caught real quick.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a lot of it's the market, man. I'm anticipating the market gets rejected here, but my
Hey,
share
at least
size
I
is
was
so
able
small.
to, I was able to capture CRWD at the bottom here. So at least happy with my position to start it off here. Looking to size in here a little bit more here.
All right, nice little drop in AMD. Get a bounce up to the whole dollar. I might add a little bit more here.
So trying to add a little bit here, closer to 49.
All right, I'm in
Haven't gotten the
75.
ass to drop. Sometimes you got to get that ass to drop.
All right, we're getting a little bit of a drop. I'm in with 75 shares now of AMD. I think it's gonna depend on what the market does here, though. I don't hate it.
AMD, I like that. That's a nice one, John. Good,
Thanks, man.
good chart watching.
Thanks, man.
Found a great pattern at least.
Thanks, bro. There we go. I'm gonna take half off here, more than half. I'm gonna take 75% off there. I'm gonna hold the last little bit. I'll throw Mitch up now. Should be a $20 gain at least.
Canceling my ad, putting it closer towards 49 there. I'm okay with a pullback, but I gotta hold, so gotta be smart here. If I get a pullback, I need to get in at the right spot. Don't want to get in way too high up, because next thing you know, your average is way too high up. Then the price drops through your risk point and you double your risk versus instead of increasing in a good spot.
Right.
So it has to be at a great spot. What would be a great spot? The spot I'm in right now. Looking for a quick drop to 49 here. Maybe the bid get to 48 and 90s, and then it just scoop back up to 50. Let's see what we get here. This is when I start using limit orders, guys. On a stock that has this big of a spread, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot just mark it in. Do not recommend that on any stock that doesn't have at least a 3-cent spread. Anything bigger than that 3-cent, I wouldn't recommend markets.
All right, so the market's rebounding here, a little bit worse for me. I'm about break even now. I'm going to analyze what I'm going to do here. It's not going to be too big of a losing trade if it goes against me, because I took profits once already. I'm just anticipating AMD getting rejected here, honestly. And there's the rejection. So we'll see what we can find here.
Watch for LK to get a big push if it does bounce.
I just took half off. I added 50 shares and then I took it off again, and so that's going to protect me a little bit more. I'm still holding 50 shares here.
Nope.
All right, market's bouncing a little bit more.
Yeah, it looks strong. At least my stock's looking strong here on a good bounce there. I'm looking to add here, guys. All right, guys, up there, almost $1. Looking to add here. I need quick pullbacks to 49.50s. Looking for some quick pullbacks to get in here. Get in bigger. You can see 30 cents down from here. Around 49.20s. Coming to 49.40s. That's what I'm looking for. Here comes the 40s. Comes the 20s. It got scooped up there.
Yeah, I'm holding AMD about break even. Market reversed. I'm seeing what it's going to do here, but about break even now. A little early for me to trade anyway, but yeah, I just got out. I see it squeezing up a little bit too much. Maybe I'll consider it again, but I kept it break even. Made $1. Balling out of control, you know.
Made $1. You shot collar.
Uh-oh. Wanna be a... My cousin used to listen to that song back in the day, man, when I was like 10.
Yeah.
I still like it. I still like it.
I still like it too, man. I still like it too.
What's the name of him? It's can't think of the name of him. The artist that did it. Yeah, it looks like I got out of AMD at the right time.
Was it DMX or?
No, it wasn't DMX.
Nah.
It was I think he passed away. I mean, I gotta look it up now.
All right, guys. I'm breaking out here. I'm looking to add.
Lil Troy. That's who it is. Lil Troy. I had a cousin named
Lil
Troy.
Troy.
And so we always, you know.
Can't forget about Troy. All right, guys. Now I'm putting an order out by VWAP here. Whatever VWAP is, 60, 49.60. Order out to add at VWAP.
Hey guys, I'm gonna give y'all a really good lesson in life here. Never argue about politics online. You know. Never do it. It's always a bad move, bro. It's always a bad move.
Always bad move.
It's always a bad move, guys. And so, my suggestion to everybody is look at policies. Look at policies. Don't hate a politician. A politician, they're always gonna be, you know, in the history of politics, they've almost always been rich, you know, white men. And so, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what they are. Point is, don't hate a politician just because, you know, everybody tells you to. Look at policies, and then you can hate the policies, you know. But in the end, the media just wants you to hate the politician, and you don't want to do that. You want to look at the policies, you know.
All right, just took a pullback buy there. Let's see if we can get this breakout here to 50-50.
Right. I mean, like I said, in the history, they've almost always been. The reason I said rich old white men is because that's a very
Careful,
hateable
guys.
group. I mean, I hate some of them.
Big pullback here. Just watching the SPY. Would like to see it continue on up towards the VWAP, but it's holding right there. Could pull back the stock past my level here. Just trying to be smart here. definitely a high risk trade here, so you got to be smart. Oof. Man. Nah, I gotta cut it here, guys. I'm just gotta manage the risk here.
I'm in CGC with 300 shares. I kind of wanted to be in AMD more. We're going to see what CGC does here. Down about 24, 25 bucks. I got to take bigger size, but I think the reason I'm regretting CGC is because I don't think it follows the market that closely. At least it hasn't today.
All right, guys, just took it off there at 49. Way too much risk there, guys. Manage the risk there. Was not going to stay in this trade here. Way too much risk when it pulled down there. And I could have got out early. You see? Right there, it would have gave me a chance to get out, break even, but way too much risk there.
I'm going to get out here. I saw the spread opening up on CGC, and I got out. $26 loss, very small.
Okay, there with the fade.
All right, so the SPY and the S&P are both right around the previous closing price here. I'm looking at AMRN. I don't hate AMRN. It just depends on what the SPY and the S&P 500 do here. If they break that previous close, then it doesn't look bad. I'm also looking at MU is right up there too, but I think watching the S&P 500 is actually above the previous closing price at this point. And the SPY is testing it now. And so I think this is going to be a big level here. Stuff might change trends, and so I'm going to wait.
I'm going to try to, when I do take this trade, I'm going to try to just scalp up CRWD. The range is just really difficult to tackle.
Nice, James. One day, bro, when this clears up, you and me and Mitch are all going to have a cigar. You know, one day, bro. One day, man.
All right. Great one to watch is MU. 3 resistances at 37.73. If it breaks above that, it could get a squeeze all the way up to 38.40s. If it breaks down below, a move towards 37.20 is expected.
Yeah, I mean, I was shorting it, AF. I was shorting CGC, and so I wasn't longing it anyway, bro.
Rad coming back with some vengeance. So is WBA. Watch those. And so is CVS.
Yeah, so here's the S&P 500, guys. What we're actually, appreciate the sub, Abdul. Thank you, man. I appreciate the sub, brother. But yeah, what we're getting now is that if you look at the S&P 500, it has actually recently broken above this blue line right here, and that is the previous closing price. And so SPX, which is the S&P 500, has actually just gone from red to green, which is a very bullish sign as long as it holds that level of support. And so with that, you're going to see a lot of other stocks start to follow suit and head on up after the S&P 500 broke this. Now, if we get a drop back below this previous close, stocks are going to start turning the other direction. But as long as we hold above this previous close and start to edge up here, a lot of stocks are going to start reversing here as well. This is usually probably going to drag everything else up, is what I'm guessing. The S&P 500, or the SPY, is battling that level now.
think it's what the SPY is going to do, if it's going to fade or not. All right, now is when you're going to have to make your decisions. Things are going to start moving here. All right, if MU doesn't break 75 here, I'll go short on MU, long on CRWD. I'll try the opposite play here.
All right, S&P 500 broke that
MU
previous
broke
high.
out. MU broke out.
So yeah, there goes the S&P 500 breaking that previous high. A lot of other stocks are going to start to follow this one too. There goes Netflix, AMD, CGC. But yeah, here's the S&P, guys, right here. So you can see it's starting to, it broke this high, put in a new high up there. The next resistance I see on the overall market is right here at that low of the opening few candles. And so we'll see, but looks like we're working to change trends here. And the S&P, there's a big pullback actually just now. If you guys saw that pullback on the S&P.
Yep, saw that.
And so we might get some pullbacks here. You know, there goes MU pulling back, there goes AMRN pulling back, AMD pulling back, and so
all right, looking for 66 to short here on MU.
Market's dictating the moves here.
Yeah, that was a big drop there in MU. Yeah, MU crashed there, but it broke out there. That's why I didn't get to short it. We'll see if it bounces here. If it bounces the VWAP, I'll definitely take it. Stressful day, I can tell you that.
It's just a day, man. Another day.
Some volatility for sure. I was up $70 there, guys, so it's a little bit tough to be down right now. So I'm trying to focus here. There's a crack there. I saw a big crack.
I'm gonna short into AMRN here. It's a small position with just 100 shares. If the market bounces too much, you know, if we hit over 85, I'm just gonna jump out of this thing. It's still a very, very small position. All right, I might add some more here now that the market is dropping down some. Just added a little bit more. Market's falling below that previous close, which is a very bearish sign. So I'm going to start scaling in a little bit larger as time goes on. I'm in with 300 shares now.
Need a bounce here to 50 to get short on AMD.
SPY bouncing back up, but I'm anticipating the S&P is going to hold resistance there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I got to start taking bigger size, guys, and if that means bigger losses, that's what it's going to mean.
Yeah, it's just a different style, so you can't really compare the other losses, you know? You just got to start, like, kind of it's a new approach.
Right.
Just focus in. A lot of volume on the ask side, on the sell side for AMD. Look at that. There's like 400 blocked out there at 40.
All right, I added another 100 shares. I'm in with 400 shares. Trying to add a little bit more and scale into it. My risk is 85 up here at that previous high of the day. And I like the risk. Like I said, I'm trying to take a little bit bigger size. And so we'll see what we get. There's the market's rejection at that previous closing price, exactly like I talked about. I love shorting into that move because that shows some weakness, but we'll see what we get. I'm in with 400 shares now. There we go. Nice drop in AMRN. I just realized how small the range is, unfortunately, with this one, but I like the move. I'm going to be patient with it. See if we can get a little bit better ask price to cover into.
Man, I was trying to get 40s there. Instead, I didn't get anything there for AMD. Can't hesitate, guys. Take the trade.
74, 75s, 76s. So we're actually getting a quick bounce here, which is going to negatively affect me here. I like my risk, and it's still small. I still got some room, but the SPY bouncing a little bit is worse. Let's see if we get a rejection. But like I said, risk is about 85, pretty tight. SPY pushing up, testing that previous close. Hope we get a rejection here. There we go, a little bit better. There we go, nice little rejection in the SPY. Back down to 75s. If I can get back down to 68s, I definitely would like to take profit there, but I'm going to be patient with this and anticipate the market holding resistance at that previous close and falling down some more. Problem with AMRN is that it has a small range and a big spread. Yeah, 1 second, buddy. Alright, SPY back up.
Alright. Starter. Looking to add.
Alright, so the SPY's testing that previous closing price here. If it rips up here, I just got to jump out.
It's got a starter in CRWD. We'll need to add for sure, though. Got in near the top, so before I had gotten at the bottom, so got to be careful with this one.
Alright, so there's a nice drop in the S&P. Kind of faking people out at that previous closing price, which is good. Now we're dropping back down. Big drop in the SPY. There we go. Alright. Problem I'm facing with AMRN is just the spread here. Alright, so the S&P 500 is back at exactly at that previous close. It's exactly at that previous close right now. Trying to be patient and wait out this test here. Ideally, I'd like 65s. Maybe if we get it down to 70, I'd probably take some off it, considering the volatility. But there we go. Alright, SPY's dropping. Yeah, getting chopped out. That's just one stream. Big drop in the market. Big drop. Testing those lows. Let's see a break here. If we get a favorable add spot, I might add to AMRN some.
I'm definitely all over the place today, guys. I'm trying to focus in here, but just got to manage the risk.
And there's 73s. Ones.
You see this 238.90s on the SPY. It's gonna hold. Let's see if that holds.
Threes. I'm going to get out here at 72s just because the market's actually rebounding a little bit. And alright, so there's a nice drop down to 69s. Still holding 200 shares. I'm just going to let the last little bit work here. Down to 65. Like I said, the market's battling that previous closing price that I was talking about, so I think that's a huge level here, and it's going to influence everything else. So if the market remains below that, it looks good, and if it doesn't, it looks bad. I'm going to go ahead and... man, right when I was about to take profits, too. Market's rebounding some. It's not going to be a losing trade, but there's the market rebound, there's AMRN's rebound. Market's just battling that previous close, so it's not set in stone yet, and we're just going to wait it out and see. But you know, I'm watching the S&P 500. That's really what's influencing a lot of these moves. Is it'll bounce up, all these other stocks bounce up, it falls back down. Right now it actually just broke the previous close, so I'm going to get very close to exiting here. I'm going to get out there. We just got a big rebound, so I kept that trade break even. You can see I avoided this big move in AMRN, and I'm watching the S&P 500 move up here, so kept it break even. With that said, I'm gonna go make my son his breakfast. He's yelling at me to make him his breakfast, so I'll be right back, guys.
Big dip there. Be careful here, guys. No matter what, gotta have an ultimate bottom here. 82s. '82s is my out. Want to see this recover here. Oof. Man. Getting destroyed today, guys. Another trade that I'm going to have to step out there. Big loss. What a flip, man. Not on top of my game today. What a flip there, guys. Did not expect that with seeing the market move up. Straight stopping me out. Trading this one on a 1 minute is destroying me.
All right, I'm back.
Horrible day for me. Trading this one on a 1 minute range is what killed me. This is moving on a 5 minute range, and then I'm not capturing the range correctly. Got destroyed there.
Nah, it happens, brother. Hang in there, man.
Horrible day.
I'm using
Giving
Thinker
up my
Swim.
profits. Just don't get it there either. It's just moving on a bigger time frame and just chopping me up.
All right, so the S&P has broken above the previous close here. And so we're kind of just sideways right now. S&P 500 keeps chopping over and under the previous closing price, so hard to bet on the direction right now, I think.
SPY coming down there.
Nah, I didn't make eggs, bro. I made him some Cheerios real quick. Yeah, my charts are lagging a little bit the last few days, Ryan. This is boring, Dion. Oh man, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry we were not entertaining enough for you.
Turn on CNBC, bro.
Right. Right, but we're trying to day trade right now. We're not trying to risk a ton of, like, we're not trying to take stupid risks just to gain followers. And so if it's too boring for you, bro, you know, go somewhere else, man. You know, I got some prop money and Lamborghinis I can flash at you to make it look a little bit more entertaining, you know. But we're just trading what works, you know. All right, S&P is back below that. Sideways chopping right now.
Trying to get a little bounce here. Okay, maybe.
What's up? Appreciate the sub, Leith. But yeah, guys, I could shadily sell you some course that is mostly filled with publicly available information. You know, if y'all want to make it more entertaining, I could. You know what I mean? I got my new course called Buy the Dip coming out. You know, guaranteed to make you $500 billion in 2 hours. You know, all sarcasm, but you know, you should think about it.
Huge volume just inserted into the market on the SPY, guys. 1 million shares after only 500,000. So watch the market here.
Hey, appreciate the sub, D. Thanks, man. I appreciate the sub, Felipe. My man, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, S&P 500 is just sideways for now, chopping sideways. It's actually doing a nice upward push. But the last, let me see. The last 20 minutes or so, we've been sideways. Yeah, that's why boring. If you can understand, like, the dude doesn't know much about trading if he says we're boring, because trading's supposed to be boring. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be too swingy and emotional. It's supposed to be boring, man. Trading doesn't mean, yeah, exactly, too fast. Trading doesn't mean you're gonna have the time of your life or have the worst day ever. It just means making money, and you know, sometimes that is boring. And it should be.
SPY pushing, guys. SPY pushing.
Buy the dip course. Yeah. So like I said, I think this 242 or 2426 level in the S&P is going to be resistance. And the SPY that is at, let me see. Let me look where it's at on the SPY. That is at roughly where we're at now, really, for the SPY. This 2450 or 241.50 level. We'll see if we break that. If we do, stocks might start changing the trends to a certain extent. Yeah, Fridays are usually slow. Roku? We use TEFs. Yeah, I'm used to it. It's alright. Like I said, people you get a lot of people here that don't really understand trading, right? Maybe they do understand trading, but their only experience with it is penny stock gurus that rent Lamborghinis and buy a bunch of prop money and then sell them courses. And so they think it's supposed to be this really exciting thing when it's not. You know, and you know, like I said, you can kind of gauge how much experience somebody really has by how they act in these things. And it's just one of those people that doesn't really have much experience, you know. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Pierre. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. We got 360 people in here. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that like button. Let's bring that number up to over 100. We got 363 people in this thing today, guys. Appreciate the love. Watching a few stocks here. We're going to see what the market does. S&P's up to that resistance level I talked about, that 24.26 level. We'll see if it holds there, if it breaks, or if it gets rejected. Looks like it just popped over it. Next
you
stop.
can watch Rad. Rad's a good one to watch right now.
Yeah, next stop in the S&P is up to that previous high of the day, which is at 2444, 2420, or 2444. You nailed it saying that and earned a sub. Well, thank you, Justin. I appreciate it, man. Royal Caribbean? I don't know. What is it?
MU breakout, guys.
Royal Caribbean. Yeah, Royal Caribbean, it looks like it's just following the market, honestly. If you look at the S&P and then RCO, it's very similar. Which is what most stocks are actually doing right now. You look at the S&P, then you look at most of these other stocks. They look exactly the same. The only one that doesn't is CGC. Cannabis stocks are being a little bit different, but they have an overall just very sideways trend today. We need 2 more likes, guys. What is a program you would suggest for a brand new trader?
Hey guys, 15 million shares just went through on the SPY at that level, at that 200 EMA. The 242.06. 15 million shares, guys. It's a big change.
We got a lot of people asking about the platform we use. So we're using TradeNet and TEFs. The way it works is they have different packages. The base package is $3.99. Once you're approved, you get $14,000 to trade with. It comes with a course and a demo account and access to their chat room. And then once you're approved, it operates kind of like a prop firm. And so the base package is like $400, $3.99. Once you're approved, you get 14K to trade with, so you get a pretty decent amount of buying power. There's no PDT rules, so you can day trade as much as you want and short. And so essentially for $400, you're getting a lot of cool stuff. It's the platform we use. We do make a commission if you sign up through us. So of course we're going to be biased in their favor, but I don't think most of the time new traders can short because you need a margin account. And most of the time new traders are just going to lose. And so they end up losing thousands of dollars when they should get started for cheap. To be fair, though, I think most traders are going to lose TradeNet and TEFs accounts as well, because I think most traders are going to lose. But I think it's a lot better to lose $400 as a new trader than it is to save up thousands, deposit thousands, and then lose that. And I know all these traders have these dreams of turning thousands of dollars, or turning $1,000 deposit into $100,000 within 3 months because their guru did it. You know, and you're going to buy his course, and he's going to show you. But the reality is most traders are just going to lose. It takes years to do this successfully. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. For most people, they're just going to lose money. And the ones that win, it usually takes years to build up that consistency. And so, anyways, you want to use the same platform as us. I'll post this link. I think it's the cheapest way to get started where you're not risking much. Let me find it. We got 107 likes in here, guys. Appreciate the love, team. Yeah, there's the link for that if you want to check it out.
All right, guys. CVS bottoming there. WBA bottoming there. rad, all kind of similar. I'm looking to see what's going to go on, but I think we should get some reactions in these stocks. Their squeezes or shorts, whichever way, they should have some good ranges.
AMRN, big drop. I'm wondering why it's not following the market.
All right, shorted in big here. Gonna get bigger. Gonna take a shot here in LK. Need to get closer towards the 26 to increase. SPY holding up. That's the only thing concerning to me. Every single time I'm getting into a trade, the SPY is doing the opposite of what I needed to do. So it's been a little tough day. Trying to manage this, see if I want to add here at VWAP. Only risking about 10 cents once I get there, but.
So I buy this and they give me 15K. So they allow you to trade 14K, and it operates like a prop firm. And so think of it like a prop firm. They're going to take a percentage of your profits. And so there's a 70-30 split with the base package. Appreciate the sub, John. Thank you, brother. There's a 70-30 split with the base package. And so if you make 15K, they keep 300, you keep 700. So like you turn it into $1,000 in profit. You make $1,000 net. They're going to keep 30% of that. But for $400, they're giving you a ton of buying power, and so it's understandable that they're going to take a cut of your profits too. And then there's a $700 max loss, and so if you go under $13,300 in the $14,000 account, they close it down.
CVS breaking out, RAD breaking out. I'm looking for WBA now to break out, but definitely missing some good plays in RAD, man. Got to stop not playing that one.
Right, S&P 500 breaking over these highs here. It's at 2430s.
Yep. I'm in real danger spot here, so I'm not adding. Yep. Danger. Every single time I've been getting in a trade today, the SPY has been ripping me out of my trade.
Appreciate the sub. Somebody. Appreciate the sub, Michael. Thanks, bro. Welcome to the team.
Every single time, man, today. Oh my God. Today has been horrible for me. Straight horrible. Trading like crap. Brother. The worst part is I was going to long RAD there, and then I go and I got short on the LK right when I saw the flip there. This rookie trading, man. I'm beyond upset, yo.
Yeah, it happens, brother.
Trading like crap.
It happens, man. Might have to just close it down, come back another day, brother. Refresh.
I'm beyond annoyed. And then watch. If I do take a trade now, the SPY will flip on me again. Beyond annoyed right now.
I'm mostly a scalper, Sammy. Mostly. I trade a few different styles, but lately I've been scalping more. If we do get a break of the high of the day here in the S&P 500, because it is climbing towards that, the high of the day in the S&P right now is this level here. And so if we get, that's the SPY. Similar, but not exactly the same. So here's the S&P 500. If we break 2443, 2444 basically, that's the high of the day. And if we break that, I might scalp into a few long positions. And so we'll see. But I'm being patient here. I'm only down around $30 on the day, and so I'm waiting. So far, the market dropped down a bit and now it's moving up, but it's still below the previous high of the day, and so it's not really in a trend that I like right now. And so I'm just gonna wait and see what we get here. Like I said, if we break the high of the day here for the S&P, I might scalp into a few things, but for now I'm just hanging out. I'm not sure, Gene. Like I said, man, I don't want to tell you yes or no to sell or not to sell. I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. I'm not an expert or a guru, or especially with fundamental investing. I'm not an expert with that stuff, man. And so with that, I don't want to tell you the wrong answer. And really, I don't know whether you should sell or not. I don't want to tell yeah. I don't want to say yeah and then the stock runs up on you, or say no and then the stock crashes down on you. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to not say anything and just, you got to make that decision yourself, brother. All right, S&P getting closer.
Observation. I'm at least glad some people are making money on RAD. I don't know why I won't trade it, but...
S&P 500 getting closer to that high of the day. It's at 2441 now. High of the day is at 2443. Here's the high of the day break on CGC. Yeah, it's tough, man. Day trading super tough, Jedi. 100%. Scalping just means you're getting in and out really, really quickly. You're trying to use sizing and quick momentum-based trades to get in and out very, very quickly. If you've watched me, go back and watch my trading this past week. I've mostly been scalping. I'll get in and out, just jump in, jump out really quick, make a few bucks and be done, and then just let my positive accuracy grow my account and grow my P&L. And so that's what scalping is. Scalping is taking bigger sizing with shorter term trades to just ride momentum up quick and then get out, and that's it. And that's what I've been really mostly doing this week, is just scalping. Little pullback on the S&P. One I don't hate right now is AMRN. I'm very tempted to just trade it really quick. I'm watching the overall market, and AMRN, it's tough to see what it's doing, but I like it below the VWAP here. The problem is the spread. The spread is only 1 cent actually right now. Problem is that the market breaks high today is probably way worse. Yeah, I'm not in CGC, man. I've been trading for a few years, Luke. Maybe I should have taken a little bit on AMRN, but that's alright. Yeah, there it goes, down to 70. Maybe I should have done it. Kind of thought about it. Really nice range fade there. Market's pushing up a little bit. Yeah, probably about 1 to 1. So if I buy this, then would I be able to ask them for the platform? So you got to think of it like this, right? So you're paying for an educational package. Almost everybody, and really if you're not approved, you can get a refund. But roughly everybody is approved for the funded account program, which basically you're a contractor for them, and they allow you to trade their account. And so this isn't, what you pay for is not a deposit. It is actually paying for an educational package and then partnering with them as a contractor to trade on their account. And so it's actually their account, and then they pay you like a contractor, right? So if you make $1,000 net, you get to keep 70% of that, $700, and they get to keep $300, which is 30%. You make, $10,000 net. They get to keep $3,000 and you get to keep $7,000, and you can withdraw once per month and they'll pay you via wire. But technically it's an educational package, and then you partner with them similar to a prop firm, and there's a profit split and a max loss. And so with the base package, it's a $700 max loss and a profit split of 70-30. I have the pro package, which is roughly $8,000, and then I have $240,000 in buying power, and my profit split I think is 15 85-15. So I get to keep 85% of my profits and they keep 15, but it's similar to a prop firm in that regard. And so that's what you want to understand about it. It's not a deposit necessarily. You're becoming a contractor for them, like a prop firm. All right, S&P 500. I'm not trading anything until the S&P 500 picks where it's going here. It's the overall. If you look at the intraday trend, especially on a longer term chart, like if you look at a hourly chart, you can see we're roughly sideways right now on a longer term trend. We're roughly sideways. You can look at a 15-minute or 15-minute chart and see that the momentum's on the upside, obviously, right now, but we're still within that opening range here, which is just around 244. Or 24.44 down to around 23.76 or so. So here's the test of the high of the day for the S&P. I think this is going to drag a lot of stuff up here. I think a lot of stuff's going to head up if the S&P 500 breaks this level. Again, it might be enough to scalp here, but we'll see. I think this is going to drag some stuff up here. There's the S&P 500 breaking there. Getting rejected to a certain extent right at that high of the day. Might look at AMD, take a quick scalp there. Alright, so the market did get rejected there at that high of the day. Alright, so I might take a little bit of AMD here, just a little bit, and plan on adding to it if it moves up in my direction. So I'm going to add 50 shares here, right around 60. And like I said, plan to kind of add to it if it moves up in my direction here. I'm going to add another 50 shares here. Probably going to keep my risk level at around $0.50 or so. Watching the market is really what I'm watching to see what it kind of does here.
Yeah, guys, today's going to be one of those days that you just got to understand to stick to your rules. I've been sticking to my rules all month. Started breaking them. Destroyed all my profits. So that's not the way to trade, guys. Not the way to trade. Can't be trading like that.
All right, market pulling back a little bit here. It's under the $0.50. Like I said, I'm probably going to keep my risk right around here. Watching the S&P, see if it bounces right here. That might help, but going to keep it pretty tight on this one. And listen, I haven't had a losing day this week. If Friday's a losing day and I don't go 5 for 5 this week, that's okay. I'm not going to, force that too much.
Doing better than me, man.
Tough days happen, brother. You'll bounce back, man. You got this.
Yeah, just definitely risk way too much today. There's no need for that.
I'm going to add a little bit more here, in with 150. If we get a move up to 75, I'll take a little bit off. $73s, 75. I didn't catch it. I just said it too. That's where I would take profits. There's 75 again. I'm going to catch it that time. Just took half off, holding 75 left of AMD. Was able to scale into a bounce, but gonna let the last little bit work here. Taking profits there protects me in the trade enough to where I can probably let the last little bit work. Maybe add back too if it pulls back enough. 275s. It's a $12,000 max loss for the Pro Jack. Hey, question for how do you think this will affect the rural housing market? I'm not sure. I think that people are going to be buying less houses. Obviously, it's tough to say. All right, here's a nice move up to the 77s. I'm really watching the market here and see what the market's doing. That's going to affect me so much here that's what I'm really paying attention to is the S&P. All right, this is bad for me here. I've got to be ready to exit this right around break even. Get out here. Made a little bit of money on it, but don't feel comfortable enough holding AMD here. And the reason for that is, like, if you look at the SPX, the S&P 500, this is what we're getting now is a big drop. Made a little bit. I'm gonna wait for a better position here. But yeah, you can see this drop here in the S&P. Maybe we'll find some support there. Yeah, but look exactly where I talked about, guys. Look at this level at the high of the day. Rejection very clearly there. And then look at this pullback here below that opening range low. So I think some stocks are going to drop now. Sideways market so far today. Hello, for a beginner, is there any criteria to be met to start trading? It's up to them. Sometimes they'll make you like take their course or paper trade. They give you a demo account, and so that package comes with a demo account. It comes with access to their chat room for a few weeks, and then it comes with the funded account program for most people. Yeah, I mean, it comes with some resources. For some they might make you take the course. I know when I got it, I was just like, yo, send me my login for my funded account, please. And they did within like 3 days. And so I got my funded account within 3 days. But for everybody, it's a little bit different. And again, I'm pretty sure you can get a refund all the way up to your first trade in the funded account. And so if you make your first trade in the funded account, you're no longer eligible for a refund. But as long as you don't do that, and by that logic, if you don't get the funded account, which I've never heard of them not giving it to anybody, that way you can get a refund if you don't. So yeah, if you want to check that out, like I said, I think it's the cheapest way a new trader can get started in the market. I think you're going to be risking less. It's a much cheaper way to get started, and I think new traders are just going to lose, and they need to have reasonable expectations with their first few accounts. Most new traders are going to lose, and so if you save up thousands of dollars and deposit that as your first account, you're probably going to lose thousands. Nobody wants to look at it that way, but that's the reality. Most new traders are just going to lose because it takes a little while to condition yourself to like do the right thing, right? And so I think they should trade a small account and be ready to lose it. You're probably going to lose it as a new trader, but you're going to learn from experience, and I think that's what it's really beneficial for, especially for $400. The fact that it allows you to actively day trade with a ton of buying power and short stocks, it's pretty unheard of for $400, and I think it just makes sense. It's a good platform too.
Yeah, definitely, guys. Like always, trading is really about learning how to manage the live emotions. And the only way you can manage the live emotions is really about trading live, trading small, understanding that you do got rules and you need a package or broker that's going to go ahead and help you, give you strengths. So keep looking for those strengths to help you out, and that will go ahead and get you into the green. You got to look for someone that gives you those low commissions. An ability to short right now is especially important, and that's why I like TradeNet. You can short any stock that is tradable without borrowing shares. I can't stress that enough. If you're trying to go ahead and learn how to short, definitely check out TradeNet. That's one of the best advantages that it has.
Right, yeah, anything that's listed on there, you can short it. So, like, somebody asked me earlier, can I short Apron, APRN, and it's tradable and shortable, so I could short that one. I can short most of the stock, or all the stocks that are actually available on their platform.
All right, guys, 2 stocks to watch. You can watch the 3 really, the CVS, RAD, and WBA. WBA has a big resistance it's about to break over, which is this 48.20s. If it can break and hold over this 48.20s, it could have a potential move up there to 49.
Market bouncing back up here. Gonna look at MU.
I like WBA.
A little late. Caught it out, but it was a little late for MU. See if the market heads back up and breaks. MU's just got such a huge range. I'm gonna get in with 50 here, and then anticipate the market climbing back up to those highs. And try to ride it up for a breakout here. If the market pushes up and consistently breaks these levels, this is going to drag MU up as well here. Market's moving up, testing. Still got a little ways before the high of the day, but this should be good for me, and I don't mind adding some if I get a favorable level too. There's 90s, there's the break, exactly what I just said. Take half off there, hold a little 25 shares, but there's the break. Gonna hold a little bit, you know. We'll see what else we can find though. Nice move on MU. Strong push as the market moves closer and closer to this high of the day. Appreciate the sub, Kyra or Kira. I appreciate it. Yeah, nice little push there for MU. See if we can continue moving up here. Market's heading towards the highs of the day. I'm going to hold this through that, I think. Got myself to roughly break even today. I don't trust this one that much on this last little bit, but we're going to see. I'm just gonna get out there. I know it didn't get me out. Maybe I'm gonna wait. Yeah, there's a nice little spike. Glad I waited. Market's heading towards the highs of the day. I'm just gonna hold through this. Let me get out here. Got myself to slightly green on the day, but not bad for MU. Made about 20 bucks in it. We're gonna start to scale up now with this market volatility here. But exactly what happened, what I planned would happen, happened. So glad I got into that for MU.
Yeah, nice push in MU, and AMD also following with you.
Yeah.
Best ones to trade today, I think, with the cannabis sector. Have you taken a look at that? Cron and CGC, perfect. Good patterns to trade. CGC a little trapped there in that 945, but Cron was really nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I traded CGC once today. Yeah, I traded it once, didn't work out, so I stopped trading them after that. But here's the S&P 500 breaking that high of the day. So here's the high of the day for the S&P. We are right there now, and this is a big level. This is going to drag a lot of other stocks up. Hey, AF, man, make your comments all in one message, brother. There's no reason to say 4 words and then send a new message, because it kind of crowds up the chat, brother. No, you know, it's all love, man. I'm not mad at you. I'm just asking you to just include all of that stuff in one big message instead of 20 little ones. No, but yeah, there's the high
pushing up there to the resistance. There you go. Big resistance at 244.
Yeah. See, there's the big S&P 500 high of the day break here. Now the next move to see is if it, just to zoom in a little bit, if the S&P 500 is going to pull back to this. Just to show you guys, if it pulls back to this and then holds support there, that's what we should watch. That 244, that 2444 high of the day for the S&P. No, you're good, man. Like I said, I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just asking, you know. And I'm glad to see this move here in the market. I'm glad to see this move.
The question is, will we hold it?
Yeah, I think that that previous high of the day level is going to be the big level. Whether that holds a support or not right around here, I think that's going to be the big psychological level everybody's watching, you know. So for the S&P 500, it's 2,444. It's that level I documented like an hour ago. That's the biggest level here. And we tested it once already and rejected. And so now that we broke, the big thing is to see if we hold this level here as support. There's the test. We'll see if we hold there. That's going to be a very bullish sign if we find support there and then move back up and break the high of the day. Very strong sign. Nice, James. Hey, what's up, brother? Nice, man. I think John just looked at the chat for the third time today. Maybe so. Maybe so. No, I mean, I'll look at the chat.
I think he's just talking about some people just been putting out those double comments. That's all he's talking about.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Kenny. We'll keep it in check.
Hey guys, look, exactly what I said would happen here. Look at the S&P 500. I even drew this little arrow here. Look at this move. Exactly down to that 244 or that 2444 level. And then what do we get? A bounce breaking the high of the day. And like I said, that's a very strong sign here, you know. Exactly what I drew out happened. And so very strong sign. We'll see what we get. Very strong sign though. As long as we hold here and continue heading up, the market is looking a lot healthier after this move because we climbed back from a pretty big deficit earlier today. We dropped a lot earlier. And so S&P 500 moving up here, looking good. Probably going to drag everything else up. Yeah, I've been looking at stocks for sure, Kenny. Yeah, that's mostly what I've been doing. I appreciate the sub, Josh. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to our 117 likes today. Appreciate the love, team.
Not looking good. Let's see if we get the continuation in AMD and MU and the SPY. Starting to slow down a little bit, but I did see volume stack in there, so.
There's the SPY continuing to head up. Looking good. Now we just need a pullback. We'll see if we get any. But it's kind of late. If I ended now, technically I'd end the day up in gross by 50 cents. But
yep. Best one so far. I called it out a little bit earlier. WBA resistance at 48.20s. It pulled back there to the 80s and 90s, and popped right back above VWAP there.
Appreciate the sub, easy. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man.
CGC with a nice breakout.
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff's just following the market at this point. The market's breaking highs of the day, and so a lot of stuff is like really extended towards the highs now. Big pullback here. And now the next thing to look at in the S&P 500 is this high right here. So we'll see if we can hold that previous high of the day as support. I just drew it out. Let's see if it holds there. That's the next big level, and then after that we just use the progression down We got this high now. If it breaks below that, then we have the previous high of the day here. If it breaks below that, we got some other previous highs to watch. But for now, we're going to watch to see if it tests that level I just drew out, which is 24.48. And again, just like I just drew out, there's the bounce exactly at that level. Gonna wait. Like I said, most stuff's extended though right now. Just really high away from the VWAP, which means it's a little extended on the upside.
Nice call out, Gideon. Good call out, Gideon. Hurts on the move. Look for the maybe Carr with that one. Avis, look at Carr going up. Carr and Avis breakout. Good call out, Gideon.
Raul says, bro, Boosie had me dying, y'all. Louisiana dude's different. Yeah, man. Boosie's funny, though. Boosie's funny, man. I've been listening to Lil Boosie since I was, 8 years old, Boosie's been around in Baton Rouge for, 8 years. He got more famous after the murder trial, but, he's if you grew up in Baton Rouge, you know Boosie. Boosie and Webby, Savage Life. That's the songs of my childhood.
Glad to hear it's working for you, James. I remember you coming to the Colorado life and taking first-hand teaching, man. You're honestly the first person that we've actually could say that we taught live. So good to hear it's paying off for you, James. Keep working at it. Like we always said, it's always not about one day, but keep working at that system. It looks like it's starting to work for you.
Yeah, man. You got this, bro. All right, so big pullback in the S&P. And like I said, the next step is that previous high of the day level. We break below that. It's looking weak.
Yeah, big flip there.
Should give us some pullbacks, though. Yeah, there's the test there. Something must have just came out. Let me see. I see a gap down on a 1-minute chart, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, big resistance there, holding at 244. So now I'll just look for that 244 if it can bounce and break through that.
Yeah, there's the crack under that previous low. So we did get something that came out that said German supplementary budget to counter the coronavirus will be significantly above the euro 100 billion, according to sources, could have a value of euro 150 billion.
Okay. Stimulus.
Yeah.
Should be good. So it could be in a pullback to buy. Let's see what happens here. Hey guys, regardless of the coronavirus and all this, one thing that we really can tell though is this is definitely trading time, guys. High volatile times are times to make trades, understand risk management, and make some good green. I know a lot of traders are out there struggling in this environment, but it definitely is an environment that money can be made. You just have to go ahead and stick to your rules and risk management. When you break those, of course, it's going to be hard, but if you can stick to the system, develop something that will work for you, you guys can make some money from here. Like always, Luke, what we do here at Beginner Trading is not about making thousands and thousands and thousands. It's about creating a system that can work for you, that can eventually make you that money that you're looking for. But this is not the channel for let's go ahead and show our Lamborghinis off. What we try to do is really work on process and show you the experience of an everyday day trader. A lot of traders can talk about how they trade every single day. Not many show you this kind of transparency, whether it be order forms or whatever it may be.
Yep. Yeah, we're not experts or gurus here. We just teach people what works for us. We're profitable. If you look at me this last week, I've ended every day up. Every day's been great this past week, and I've streamed it all live. And so, you know, it's not like we don't know what we're talking about. We're just not experts. We're not selling courses. Like, we just let people watch us trade. I'm still growing my account, and my account, you can see my account balance. It is in the profits. I'm up roughly 20% or 25%, roughly 2K in my account. And so we grow our accounts here live, but we're not experts or gurus. I don't earn a living from my trading profit. You know, not acting like I do either. Yeah, I mean, I'm profitable. Like I said, my account, you can see, I started this account with 240K in buying power. I'm at 242 roughly right now. And I've been consistently growing it. I'm just trying to scale up in size right now. But yeah, like I said, we don't claim to be experts here. We're not gurus. We just let people watch us trade. Channel's called Beginner Trading because we're just a free resource for new traders. You know, that's it. Hey, I appreciate the sub. Paul, thanks for the sub, brother. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. All right, big pullback in the market. Kind of a tough day. Tough day. One of the greatest channels on YouTube. That's right. We the best. You know. I definitely think we're the realest. Certainly. You know. Biggest thing, new traders, if you're a new trader, I would just be careful with penny stocks. A lot of times new traders get wrapped in the whole penny stock lifestyle, Lamborghini, prop money, you know, buy my penny stock day trading course, you can make millions in a week, you know, all that nonsense. But the reality is penny stocks are going to be a lot less testable, and they're going to be a lot harder to find consistency with, in my opinion. And I'm biased. I mean, obviously, I trade mid and high caps mostly, but most of the time, like, gurus will push penny stocks because it's easy to front load on them and kind of pump them up a little bit and profit. If you have followers, you can kind of pump up a low float stock after already front loading and buying early and then saying, everybody buy this stock, and it pumps the numbers up and you can sell into that and kind of leave half your followers with a huge loss. And that's what a lot of the penny stock gurus end up doing. And that's why you see a lot of buy my penny stock course, penny stocks, mansions, Lamborghinis, yada yada yada. Because it's easier to advertise. Like, I can make 1,000% a day. In my opinion, mid and high caps are a lot more testable. They're a lot more testable. They're easier to find consistency with. But again, I think a lot of the time new traders end up just kind of getting wrapped up in penny stocks because that's what's advertised the most to new traders. When the reality is they're much more difficult, and the reason most people are pushing penny stocks is because they're front loading onto their positions to profit from their followers pumping the stock up. I'm not saying you can't make money. You can make money with penny stocks, but they're obviously and self-evidently more risky than, you know, normal stocks. And again, you know, it's just kind of the way the day trading market is. I know. I'm not saying, listen, Justin, I know you've been killing it, man. I'm not criticizing penny stock traders, bro. I'm just saying, in my opinion, they're a lot harder for new traders to transition into. New traders are going to lose more with penny stocks. I'll put it that way.
I'm going to get a good laugh here. There's a photo out right now that shows Corona crossed out and replaced with Chinese in Trump's briefing notes. Someone got him. The best part is it's actually viable, the source. So this guy crossed out Corona and said, I'm gonna put Chinese right there. It makes me laugh, man. It makes me laugh for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Just goes to show you, man, this world, whether you be Republican or Democrat, so it showed me I'll be neither. Yeah, I'm out of that, man. Like I said, I think people get so locked into their political party, and if you're so locked into your party, then you're just doing it wrong, man. You're just doing it wrong. They're both toxic. They're both super toxic, man. You know, you're always gonna get one side being like, well, the left or the right is more toxic than the other. Nah, man, they're both terrible. They're both terrible. Independent, man. Independent.
Right. They're both terrible. In the end, you got to look at the policies. If you're rooting for a political party like you're rooting for a football team, you need to snap out of it. You know, that's sadly what our culture is like. It's like they root for a party like it's a football team. They ignore terribly toxic aspects of their party just because they hate the other party so much. They hate the politicians so much. They hate Donald Trump so much. They hate Hillary so much. You know what I mean? Like they ignore very toxic parts. It's part of it.
Reminds me of in sports with Jameis Winston in Florida. He was doing so many bad things, stealing from Publix, talking bad about girls, reports of a whole bunch of stuff. And then what was happening was they were going to win a national championship. No one was caring.
Yeah. Who?
Oh, Winston.
Oh, yeah.
Jameis.
Yeah, I mean, it's
how it is, man.
They just ignore it, man. Like I said, they get too wrapped up. It's the media's fault. It really is. It's the media's fault, right? It's the media's fault. They lock people in. You know what I mean? They just lock people in. People are like, that's it. That's right. I hate the other party. I hate them. And it's just kind of like, dude, all politicians are,
Yeah, it's also understanding of, in this day and age, I mean, you got to understand that there's propaganda everywhere.
Right, 100%.
If you don't understand that, I mean, you're just being illogical. You're not being open to what's real, Whether it be fluff on the positive side or the negative side, we see it every single day.
What kind of code addedly? I heard you say Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim code's a little bit different. What are you looking for though? What language? I know JavaScript, Python, mostly front-end web development though, not much of back-end stuff. And I'm pretty sure Thinkorswim is mostly back-end stuff. It's probably with Python, but it depends on what you need. And if it's simple enough, you don't have to pay me. I'll just write it. But like I said, I can't guarantee it's gonna work. It depends on what language. Yeah, Fox News is hilarious. Their motto is fair and balanced. It's hilarious, man. Like I said, I think a lot of people get wrapped up in all of it, man. They're all nonsense, though. You know what I
mean? I can tell you at least on other than coronavirus, guys, Trump is pressuring Saudi Arabia and Russia big time on the oil game they're playing. And this is on the side news. Most people aren't paying attention to it, but he's definitely putting pressure. He said that they're in a fight on price, they're in a fight on output, and at the appropriate time, I will get involved. That was a quote from the press briefing on Thursday afternoon. So watch Saudi Arabia and Russia and oil. See what goes on in there.
There's more propaganda now than ever, and it gets spread to everyone. Yeah, for sure. It's just 100%. Part of it. It's just part of it. I snapped myself out of politics a long time ago. I don't trust any politician because they're all lying, man. And I've said it before. Like, a lot of times, like, I've said it before and everybody got mad at me. But a lot of times, like, religious people will defend conservatives because they're like, oh, well, conservatives are morally right because they're anti-weed, But the reality is, it's like, look, if you think about the overarching theme of the Bible, at least one of the themes, it's anti-slavery, and like the private prison industry is about as close to that as you could ever think of. But right-leaning people completely ignore that. It's just not a convenient truth for them, And same thing with the left, obviously. Like there's a lot of toxic aspects of the left too that the left just ignores because they hate the right so much, that they gotta ignore it. And so in the end, it's just like, it's all nonsense. It's all lies. Like, nobody looks at it, from an honest viewpoint, and most politicians are all liars, so I just gotta try to ignore it.
SPY heading down there again. Didn't break out through that 244. That's gonna be vital for it. It's not getting any volume up there.
This is my therapy, Jetty. What do I do for a living? I'm a real estate agent. I have 2 Amazon businesses that I run that pay the bills too. I do some freelance programming work, and I run this YouTube and trade. So I do a bunch of different stuff. Big market turn down though. Big market pullback. Still in a range though, really. After the market opened, stocks hit my scanner with less than 10k shares of volume. I hate those stocks. Is that what you need me to code? See, like I said, I don't know much coding. I'm assuming it's going to be through Python because that's more of a back-end language for stuff like that addedly. As for how I code, I've never coded a trading algorithm before, and so you need some front-end design work, brother. I got you. You need some JavaScript, HTML, CSS. I got you. Some React, I got you. But back-end stuff like trading, I'm just not super experienced in. I know Python, the language, but I don't understand some of the ways they implement that in trading. So. I'm not moral about anything, bro. I'm just saying neither side is. That's all I'm saying.
There's an update right now being talked on for New York. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you guys know if I see any news.
Do I make a decent amount from trading? I don't know. I mean, I'm up $2,000 in the last few months, and so not enough to live off of, But I'm just working my way here. I'm trying to be profitable like anybody else. I'm growing my account, working my way up just like anybody else. And, it's taken me a few years to get to this point. And so we just try to teach people what works for us, the strategies we use. And, they're verified strategies we trade every day. I just trade too small. Do you ever think about training others on how to use FBA? So I don't actually use Amazon fulfillment. I don't get it fulfilled by Amazon. They take too big of a cut. I have a little factory here at my house that I end up packing up and shipping stuff out on. And so I don't actually use Amazon FBA just because they take too much of a cut, What's up, Cody? Missed the alarm? Yeah, it's alright. Market's kind of sideways, man. It's tough. We're not getting any confirmed direction for the most part today.
You ready for this one? New York announcing new policy called PAWS. Policy assures uniform safety for everyone. I love it.
Look at this drop in the S&P right now. S&P, this is the next level here. At 24.22.
It's doing what I kind of talked about pre-market. Those full range moves. Look at the full range. Down to the bottom, down to the top. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't have the nerve to day trade. I'm sure looking to buy something to hold 10 years right now. That's easy, man. You just look for healthy companies. You want to know what's going to be around in 10 years. Do a different mind exercises, right? One of them is think about how much technology is going to progress and what is going to become obsolete versus what is going to become stronger. The companies that you think are strong are going to become stronger that are already pretty decent right now. Those are the ones to buy. Like I said, I'm with Mitch. I think Disney is going to be one of the ones that's really up there. They're taking over the world, and I think in 10 years Disney's going to be much higher. But again, not an expert, not a fundamental investor either. And so I might be wrong. Disney might fail, My kids are going to be sad if they do that,
Okay, so New York is going to 100% reduce workforce and excluding only essential services. That would be probably supermarkets, gas stations, hospitals, nothing else. Full economy shut down in New York. It's big news, man.
Wait, say that again? Sorry, I was looking at a chart. What's up?
So full shutdown of workforce in New York.
Damn.
Only essential services will be open.
Yeah, that is big news, man. That's
New York is vital to us, guys.
Yeah, that dictates everything else.
I could see a market drop here, so.
Yeah, I might look to short.
Yep, there's a drop.
Media products, mostly books. So anybody can start a fairly profitable Amazon business with books. But I have thousands in my inventory now. And luckily, like, I have other ways to make money. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and get inventory now. But luckily, you know, I'm very blessed to have other income sources. Right, exactly, Justin. That's why Disney, I think, is I'm with Mitch in that way. I think Disney's gonna, you know, run. You think Google is gonna buy Disney? Man, that would be the ultimate takeover of the world. Merger right there, you know.
Phew, SPY on the downside there.
Yep.
Starting to drop big time.
Gonna look for some VWAP projections if we get some.
I'll try to see if there's any chart I think is looking good, John.
I'm looking at MU. MU bounces up there, I might take it. We also have this previous closing price here, though, in the S&P. I would love it if it actually broke below that for a short position. We'll see, though.
So I like what the New York governor is doing. He's putting out some pretty good rules for anybody over 70.
Yeah, and I think shutdown is necessary, man. I think if we want to contain this, that's what we're gonna get. That's what we're gonna need. I'm gonna look at MU to bounce up to 37.70s. I'm gonna short into this. Market's breaking below previous close, so if we get a move up to the 70s, I'll take it. I might actually short into this here and then add up to it, up to the $0.25 level at 74.75. Market's dropping big here, below that previous close. And try to add into this, anticipating a break. I need it at least up to 60 though for my add. I'm just gonna add a little bit more here since I'm up, in with 100 shares now. Like I said, I'm planning on scaling into this as the market bounces up to test that previous close at 24.10. So, like I said, I gotta take bigger size. Market volatility should help me here. There's 52s, 53s. Gonna add another 50 into there. There's a little bit of a drop.
All right, guys, one you can look that's squeezing right now, APT. As the market goes down, I would look for this one to squeeze. APT starting to make a move there. Savvy web.
There's a nice drop in MU, down to 40s, 39s, 37s, 36.
I like the New York governor. He's like, yo, this is not. Let's go play 5-on-5 at the park.
I just took half off of my position there on MU. We're down to the 30s. I'm just going to slowly kind of get a little bit more here.
Yo, Disney, come down to me, baby.
Baby, come back.
I'm telling you, 75 for Disney. You guys will see me buy it. I already stated it. I got the account ready.
I just added another 50 shares back to MU, just because the market's actually breaking lows here. And so I don't mind adding some more, scaling in up to this $0.50 right here. Gonna add another 100 and with 200 shares. Market's dropping. Man, did something go on with MU? Because it's running up quick there. There we go.
It's just a bounce. That's a big move down.
Yeah.
Support touch. That's what happened there.
See if we can hold at that $0.50 now. Market's moving down though. Alright, so I'm in with 200 shares. A little bit bigger position here, but I like the $0.50 resistance. Man, the market is falling.
Yeah, I think it's big. I mean, the only one talking right now is New York, so
Yeah.
this is a big part of New York.
These 43s. Just kind of battling the $0.50 here with MU.
So he's also saying that he's gonna do a fine if people don't listen. So that's a big thing.
I just
Not
took
only
another
are
half off on MU, just scalping it. If anybody wants to know what scalping is, this is scalping. Just taking quick moves into profits.
Good job, John.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it might turn around on me here, but that profit protected me some.
Yeah, you've been doing great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We're up to 50s.
You guys having fun out there?
I'm gonna keep this last little bit pretty. There we go. There's a rejection. Hold this last bit around break even.
All right, guys. APT on that breakout, man. Up there now to 1120s. I called that one out as soon as it broke out through the 1060s.
All right, so I got out of MU there. Gonna look to maybe add a little bit more if it moves up. Depends on what it does here. Might have gotten faked out. Looks like I did. SPY is moving up though, which is really what made me kind of think I should probably get out.
Yeah, there was a bounce there. Big SPY support, so I don't disagree with that move.
I like shorting here though, so I'm gonna get in with another 100. Maybe add a little bit more. I'm still about $15 down on the day, which isn't bad. I don't mind scaling in and going with my initial plan, which is 73s, because I think the SPY is going to hold resistance at that previous close. So still keeping it small.
Big bounce there. Let's see what happens here.
I have one more position here with 100 shares. We'll see. Keep my risk roughly at 80 or so. I don't know, 56. Not a great entry. A lot of stuff bouncing up with the overall market. As the market gets closer to this high of the day, though, I'm going to get ready for a rejection if we can. I added a little bit more there, in with 300 shares. So we get here, 70s.
Oh, you have her? I'm sorry.
I got my hand over the cover button in case we get like a huge push here. I'm just anticipating the market getting rejected at that previous close. Maybe holding on to my position a little bit too long here. Down about 75 bucks, but I got to scale up in size. I'm at around 2K in profit, and you know, nickel and diamond, it's not going to work anymore.
I always love when someone tries to sneak someone through you, John, when you're paying attention.
Wait, they do what?
I got it. No worries.
What'd they say?
I just tried to push some dumb phone number.
Oh man, yeah, get
fake
that
stuff.
Get that out of here. All right, so here's the rejection and the SPY, and hopefully that'll drag my MU trade down here, but it doesn't look like it is, and so we'll see. That's the rejection and the SPY one. I've noticed MU's not really following the market super closely here.
I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to get out here. I don't want to be down $100. I was watching the SPY, and it's just pulling up a little bit. The SPY, and MU's not following the SPY close enough here. So 96 on the day. I'm probably going to hang it up. Like I said, I'm trying to work on bigger sizing, and so, you know, if I lose a little bit more in this transitionary period of me trying to scale up, that's okay. I don't know, man. I don't know what a good put is. But yeah, I might have gotten faked out here on MU. I might, we'll see. I might trade off stream just to kind of relax some. Because there's the big fake out in MU, which just squeezed me out, unfortunately. But with that, I'm going to close it down, maybe get into some trading on my own, trying to grow this up a little bit more. Sometimes I want to trade off stream. It's just easier to get into the zone when you don't have hundreds of people watching and you can manage it a little bit better. So yeah, if you want to use the same platform that we do, I'll post this link. If I do trade, I'll record it. And so here's the link if you want to check it out. Use the same platform as us. Allows you to day trade short stocks with no PDT rule. Actually one of the cheapest ways to get involved in the market, in my opinion, and really allows you to do a lot of cool stuff. For 400 bucks, you basically get to day trade a $14,000 funded account with no PDT rule, and you can actually short stocks. Look at that fake out on MU. It hurts. It hurts. It's all right though. It's been a great week. Like I said though, I'm gonna try to fight back a little bit off stream. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, good luck in the market. Be careful in this market, and I'll update you guys. But yeah, if y'all want to use the same platform, cheap way to get started, 400 bucks, no PDT rule, day trading ability, shorting ability. Here's the link if you want to check it out. Oh, I think I posted it already. But yeah, guys, that's it for the day. Good luck. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, if you want to join our Discord to see how I do, I'll post this link here. Like I said, sometimes if it's a tough day, I'll trade off stream just to try to get in the zone and fight back a little bit. I'm not guaranteeing I'll actually do it, but if I do trade, I'll post it here and you'll be able to see my account balance Monday anyway. But yeah, there's our Discord if you want to join the link to see how we're going to do. And like I said, I'll record it and maybe I'll put it in a video we put out this weekend. No, it's not a platform. So it's a little bit different. You're paying for an educational package and then you're becoming a contractor for them and they're allowing you to trade their account for them. And so that's really what you're doing. It's not a deposit. You're not depositing it into a conventional platform. It's a course and a demo account and access to their chat room. And then you're contracting for them and there's a prop firm split. So there's like a profit split. 70-30 is usually what the base package is. And then there's a $700 max loss. And so if you make 1,000 net, they're going to keep 300, which is 30%. You're going to keep 700. You can wire your money to you once per month. You can take out a withdrawal once per month. And that's really how it goes. But yeah, guys, good luck. Wish me luck, guys. Like I said, join our Discord if you want to follow along with how I do. I'll post that link one more time in the chat, and then I'm going to close it down. And yeah, like I said, you want to use the same platform, I'll post this link one more time as well. No, yes, I think demo trading is way easier than real trading because there's no emotions present. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Good luck. I'll see you guys next time. Like I said, I'll put out a video if I do trade again, and have a good day, team.